and I think we're going to do a triple spot check this week, just so I can catch up and with what I'm trying to accomplish here on the canal, with sharing information with you about fishing holes along the canal. So let's stay tuned and see if the canal will be good to us again this week. So last year a massive fish came swimming in really close, and we couldn't identify it for a little while, and everyone was guessing that it was a mola, but it ended up being a goosefish. So, but anyway, what I would like to relate to you is identification of fish in fresh or salt water. You can go online and try to find it by memory. That's one way. The Division of Fisheries and Wildlife puts out a really nice chart. It's pretty big too, but it only has about 15 fish. They're the most popular fish in the area, but they don't have a smaller eclectic fish. So let's go back to the rat cave and I'll show you what I dug out for fish identification and how I found there may be somehow better. I know there's a website for birding. If you see a bird and you can snag a picture of it, if you put that picture online, I think it's AI, it automatically on this website will identify that bird for you, but they don't have it for fish yet. That would be cool to have for fish, and I bet it's coming. But let's go back to the rat cave and see what I've dug up. All right, we are at the infamous. So, Division of Fisheries and Wildlife puts out it's got about 15 or 18 specific fishes in the Massachusetts waters, but it's kind of limited. Beautiful pictures, and it's massive. It's 2 feet by 3 feet. It's not exactly conducive to carrying around with you, but the best I've ever found in my life, there might be a little bit hard to track down, but these are the absolute bottom line. Maybe there's some other ones that are out there, but I don't know if there are, and I don't know about them. But Audubon and Peterson and all them, they put out these vague ones with, I don't know, the identification isn't as specific. These are called McLean's, and one for saltwater and one for freshwater, and they're absolutely the best drawings, and it gives every aspect of each fish that you're trying to identify, the area, the range that it's in, and I have found nothing better and more concise, absolute accurate photographs. And it's the same with the freshwater one. They're a little hard to track down, but if you can get your hands on these and you really are interested in knowing about the different species, and it helps you 100% in your fishing, pick out these two, McLean's, and it's well worth your while. I'm sure eBay or online you can get them for $10 or $15 if you can find them. Maybe they're in print, new print, I don't know. These are sufficient for me, and I ended my search when I found these because they're so thorough. I don't think there's a fish in there that I have ever seen. There's a fish out there that isn't in these two books. These are the definitive as far as I'm concerned. So if you're interested in the identification of the fish that you're catching, and the bait fish, and the species of stuff like we had, like I said earlier in the video, a hard time identifying that monkfish, these are the books to go. So do yourself a favor, pick up a couple copies, and you'll find it very, very interesting reading just to breeze through these. And you'll see all the ones you know, but you'll also see and learn about the ones you don't know that's conducive in your area. But anyway, let's see how that guy's doing back at the game. And while you guys are fooling around ogling Miss Denise, I'm catching fish on. All right, good fighter. Here we go. Canal striper, baby. slack right now, and it's flipping to the east, and been there for about 4.5 hours, and it's flipping to the east now. Gorgeous day out here, I'll tell you that. All signs of life. Not as much birds working as last week, but tons of wildlife, that's for sure. I keep interrupting the cricket in the background. He's telling me all about his week that he had. It's a restful sound, I'll tell you that. That's what's so recharging about this place. Fish on. Nice size. Looks about a keeper black sea bass. I think the season's closed though. But good looking fish. Best eating fishes in the ocean. And just about middle of slack. And kind of neat. We'll let them go. And man, these are good eating. Alright, welcome to Spot Check. This week's Spot Check, we're going to try to get off 3. That's where we ended up last week, at the Sagamore Bridge, and I explained about that. Next one up the line, what we're doing is you get the map, either from Canal Bait and Tackle or Red Top Sporting Goods, or you can go to Visitor Center and get the free one. And along the canal are these poles, and they're marked. And you look on the map, and I'll give you the numbers where the holes are on them. You'll see where the holes are on the map. They're designated. But I'm showing you in physicality how to get here and so forth and so on. So this is POLES115. This is a very popular spot, very quiet stretch called Grossmans. As you can see, it's very steep here. So the old school way we used to do it in this area was we used to have grappling hooks on a rope, and you can snag the fish. But nowadays we release a lot of fish, and you'll have to walk down to where it's more flat over there to land them. But this is a very popular spot. Grossmans, you'll see in a lot of the fish reports this mentioned. And POLES115. As we're moving along to the next spot, you'll notice this is an extremely straight stretch here, straight up. And at low tides, you'll see little jetties, little points of land that pop out because it's low tide and you get out there. And but a lot of deepness here, very deep. There's a lot of deep holes. Ron Ara said the area where it's 700 feet wide is along up in this area. I really shouldn't do this, but I'm going to give you one of the Kuro local tips. And I'm not recommending it, but you might stumble upon it, but once you become familiar with the canal. But you guys stuck with me so far, I'll give you this one. So as you're riding along Sandwich Road, parallel with the canal. If you take a right on a street called Pleasant Street, Sandwich Road goes like this, Pleasant Street loops in like that, and you can park right. You shouldn't, I don't think it's allowed to get, it's all posted there for, I believe this is a place of business, but guys park there. But use it at your own discretion. I'm parked there, but I don't know if I should be or not, but I always have, and no one said anything. So Sandwich Road, Pleasant Street will get you in the pole 110 to 115 area very easily. No bushwhacking. Which brings us to the next famous cool spot. It's pole 110, right? 5 poles down from 115. So this is a fishy area. Oh, look at that. It's an unusual looking sail apparatus. This is called Lumberyards. You'll hear it mentioned a lot in some of the local fishing reports. Lumberyard. It's right next to Grossmans, pole 110. Once again, very deep here, and low tides. It's got the prominent points sticking out here, but what's attractive to the fish is the drop-offs are very deep, up real close to the bank, which makes it an ideal fishing spot because they push bait fish up along the steep edges of it. 110 is Lumberyards. Remember the little tip I give you about the little trails? Look at, all right, it's right here at 110 Lumberyard, and it's telling you that's a good fishing spot. Keep your eyes. Well, that's beautiful, isn't it? It looks like something from China. Notice how she shallows out right here, then it just drops straight down. You can see the drop off. You know, you can just see it. See the with the sunshine, you can see the rocks, and then it just goes down, and that's what makes it appealing. Here you can obviously wade out, and at low tide, that's what I'm telling you. You keep your eyes open, you'll see spots like this, which gives you more distance for casting. You know, at low tide, you can walk out there without getting wet and cast really far across the canal. By the way, looking through, you know, I mean, before I started this series, one of the reasons why I started this series was people were saying, where are the spots? There's too many people. You know, I want peace and quiet and everything. This is exactly the point I'm trying to make. It's just stunningly gorgeous through here. The whole 7 miles, and there's all time, but people don't believe me until you show them. It's all the peace in the world you can have. And I'm giving you the information where to fish, so you don't have to be around the crowds and the shootings and the stabbings and so forth. I shouldn't have said that. It's not common at all, but it has happened here. And it's not a rowdy place, and most people get along fine, and there's a great camaraderie once you learn the protocol here. But there's tons of peace here. You can be alone for all years and never fish near other fishermen because it's 7 miles on each side. All right, so this one's an interesting spot. So this is pole 105. That's pole 106. And that's pole 104. All right, so 104, 105, 106. This is called Bluefish hole. And I don't know, I don't have much experience with this hole. It's on the map, and I hear it mentioned a lot in the reports. Apparently there's some type of feature that the bluefish trap bait in here. So this is Bluefish hole, 104, 105, and 106. And that would be a triple spot check this week. And for you beginners and all you regular aficionados, and I'm covering every single hole along the canal on the Cape Cod side, trying to this year. Hope you're appreciating this, and hope you can use the information. It's a lot of fun for me to do it. It's a lot of fun bringing it to you. So with that, we'll close out, and hope you'll tune in next week. Please hit the like and the subscribe button. It helps a lot with the channel, and it helps immensely with the channel. It's actually everything. And thanks guys for coming along, and get your butts down here. It's very good this week. That's the report. And if you can't make it down here, come on along. Glad to take you along with me. And as